Chappelle, who stepped straight into the team, led the scoring for the Breakers. The other players fed off his skill, particularly Phil Jones, Yoni Enosa and defensive specialist Dylan Boucher. Tonight at the Penrith Stadium, the Breakers will be looking to record their second win away from home as they face the West Sydney Razorbacks, live on Sky Sport. The foot of the Blue Mountains in Sydney's outer west. This is Jason Costigan welcoming you to this second leg of this weekend road double for the Harvey Norman New Zealand Breakers, and of course plenty of euphoria just 24 hours ago. A lot of Kiwi basketball fans, they would have slept well last night, but of course the job continues tonight here at Penrith. And Andrew Parkinson, who suits up again tonight for this big match. Good evening to you. West Sydney versus the Breakers. It should be a ripper.
Oh, it should be great. I think last night we saw a very intense match. The Breakers have got a lot of confidence now, and the Pigs lost last night. They lost to the Tigers by 5 points, so I think they'll be very hungry for victory here at home.
That will be interesting, of course. West Sydney don't lose too many games consecutive, and of course the interesting thing I'd like to get from you is how does Frank Arcego get the boys pumped up for this one after last night?
Well, it should be fairly easy because their confidence will be up. A lot of the guys there you saw in the highlights, Olsen, Boucher, Jones, they were hitting big shots, so I think they should have their shooting confidence here. It seems like a good shooting gym for them, so I don't think Frank should have too many problems. They'll be looking to get their second win in a row.
Well, you mentioned last night's game in Melbourne, south of the Murray. It was a big match for the Melbourne Tigers and Andrew Gaze's team. Well, they got the cash, 105 to 100, and other matches in round 10 thus far. Wollongong 121 to the Wildcats 103. Townsville Crocodiles, they went down in overtime to the Adelaide 36ers, and of course that big result for New Zealand basketball last night. Parky, how good was it?
Oh, it was tremendous. I think the boys knew, they gave them actually an 18-point head start at quarter time. To be down by 18 points at quarter time and still come back and make that a win was a great effort. And I think the coaching should be accredited for that as well as the players' intensity.
Well, let's focus on tonight's big match here at Penrith, and it's going to be one heck of a contest. West Sydney, let's have a look at their starting five for tonight. Sam McKinnon, I'll give you the tip on this bloke. He will lead an all-Australian lineup tonight. He takes on the captaincy role this season following the departure of Derek Rucker up to the Brisbane Bullets. Markovic, who's a young gun in his rookie season. Scotty McGregor, John Riley, who can shoot. He'll shoot the lights out if they let him. And Simon Dwight, who is the king of block shots. And of course, the big news there, no Aaron Trahair.
Yes, well, the last time these two teams met, it was very close, but they had Aaron Trahair leading the point guard. But young 18-year-old Markovic will do the job. And from all reports, last night he had a very credible game, and he's actually one of the quickest players you'll see in the NBL.
Well, a lot of problems confronting Gordy McLeod tonight if he lets this Breakers team on the loose. He's looking for a big game from his West Sydney Razorback side here at Penrith, knowing that this game, of course, would have been scheduled normally at Homebush at one of their state-of-art stadiums here in Sydney, but they're taking this match on the road, and he's quite happy with that.
To take it to the streets games, this is our second one for the year. We had one at Liverpool, and now we're out here at Penrith. It's not the first time we played here, though. We played here a few years ago against Adelaide. Wasn't too many of the guys in the team that were there. Johnny and Simon were, and it's just something that we try and get the game out into the areas of western suburbs, and this is one of our supporter bases that we're working hard on. So hopefully it'll be a noisy, boisterous crowd tonight, and we'll give them something to cheer about.
And what about this contest tonight, up against a Breakers side who I suppose shocked a lot of observers last night up in Newcastle against the Pirates?
Well, I wouldn't say really shocked, because they've showed signs that they're on the brink of, getting that win. And we were very concerned going and playing when we played them in New Zealand, and it's a new challenge for us tonight because there's a couple of different players are in the group with Nosa and Chappelle coming into the group, and now Frank's had a few weeks to put his system into place, so we're playing a completely different team, and we know we're in for a really tough game tonight. And
deep down, you honestly believe that Chappelle brings a whole new dimension to this Breakers lineup?
Oh well, he was a very solid player in the league when he played with the Cannons. So he's certainly going to bring in some athleticism. He brings in some more perimeter scoring. He's certainly a great athlete. And when you add that to what they already had, that's a nice mix for them. So we've got to have to get a handle on what they're doing very quickly, because we haven't had a great time to scout them with the other games than we've had on. So you know, we've got to be ready, and we've got to set a good platform from our defence tonight if we're going to have success.
Good luck.
Thanks very much.
There he is, Gordy McLeod. He did suit up for the Australian team at the Olympics in 1980, and he has been head coach of this Razorback side since they joined the National Basketball League not too long ago. And Parky, let's have a look at this Breakers team, of course, tonight. And, well, of course, they've got to focus on the job at hand there. There is the starting five. Anosa, Melmoth, Chappelle, of course, made a wonderful debut for the Breakers last night. Jones and Hanari rounding out the starting five.
Yes, well, the benefit of that is you've got off the bench, you've got some great defensive action there. Boucher comes in, he hustles, he gets offensive rebounds. He also guards the best offensive player from the opposition. So it's a very deep team, and Frank Arcego, he's not afraid to use his bench too. You'll find in the first quarter he'll make at least 3 or 4 substitutions.
Speaking of Frank Arcego, Pinky, we spoke to him just a few moments ago, and of course the first question I asked the head coach of the New Zealand Breakers was, how does he get his players focused on the job at hand, considering the outcome of last night's historic game in Newcastle?
Oh, well, you know, we took a moment to enjoy what happened last night for the boys, you know, after weeks of hard work, get a nice win in Australia. You know, we got up early this morning. The boys were pretty upbeat about how things went last night. We just, you know, we had to make a drive down to Sydney. I think the boys were really calm and collected. I think the fact that we played this team just, you know, a week ago helps us a lot in our preparation. I just think the boys are quietly confident about trying to replicate what they did last night.
Frank, you mentioned that game against the Razorbacks just recently. You lost that one by 8 points at North Shore. What did you learn from it?
Well, you know, we did a great job for the sort of like the first half and a bit of the third quarter. We had them under a lot of pressure. You know, I give a lot of credit to Gordy. You know, they made some changes during the game and we didn't handle it well, but we've definitely learnt how to handle a zone over the last couple of weeks, a couple of games. So I think if that comes up, I think we'll be a lot better prepared for it.
And just finally, interesting, this West Sydney lineup, of course, no imports, all Australian.
Well, you know, that's you know, a decision that clubs can have the opportunity to make. They've got some of the best Australian talent going around in the league, so I give them a lot of credit for that. You know, we hope that Mike, who is an import for us, and Yona can you know, really lift the bar for our group. And you know, at the end of the day, it's you know, their guys against ours. So we'll see how it pans out.
Good luck and happy pig shooting.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Basketball League. Ladies and gentlemen, the New Zealand Breakers.
Yes, let's hope they've brought plenty of ammunition tonight to knock over these Razorbacks, affectionately known, of course, as the Pigs. And, well, we're not at the pig pen tonight. I would call it the sty. It's a smaller version of the pig pen at Homebush. And Gordy McLeod there, just some final instructions, the head coach of the Razorbacks, and Chappelle, who has breathed life into this Breakers NBL campaign of 2003-2004.
Yes, he certainly has, Costo. Last night, it wasn't just his 22 points that he contributed to the Breakers score, but he also got other people open, and he also gave confidence to a lot of other guys. We mentioned in the opener that a lot of guys took big shots and made them, and I think they've got some confidence, and I like the look of this Breakers team. They look business-like in warm-ups. We've been watching them now for a good 10 minutes, and I think they're ready to give this a shake. No one in Australia gives the Breakers a chance of winning this game at all.
John Relly is going to be a key man for the West Sydney team tonight. The players are being introduced as we speak. I can recall a lot of critics on this side of the Tasman saying about this team at the start of the year, is their life after Derek Rucker? Well, so far the jury is out. West Sydney 8-6 after losing to the Tigers in Melbourne last night.
Yes, well, this team is an all-Aussie lineup. They've decided to go with that. As Frank Arcego mentioned, they have the best Australian talent I think this country has to offer, and they're an exciting team. I think they're very athletic. They like to push the ball up and down the floor, and I think having played last night, they're still a young team, so I think they'll still have the energy in their legs. So the Breakers are really up against it tonight, but I still think that, you know, when you're not expected to win, sometimes that's the best time to play. Last night, the Breakers, I think, were expected to win that one. Tonight, they can just have a go at it. They're business-like, have a good crack at it, go home tomorrow.
There's our referees tonight. And all is said as we get ready for this second leg of this weekend road double. And a special moment for one of the Razorbacks tonight.
Yeah, Scott McGregor, he's played 250 games over his NBL career, and I'll tell you one thing, he's had more haircuts than I've had hot dinners. Costo, he changes his look, he's had a big beard, he's shaved his head, he actually told me he's putting product in his hair tonight, so that's a big step for Scott McGregor.
Yes, I'm sure the sponsors will be queuing up early in the week. And Chappelle, who really ignited the Newcastle Entertainment Centre 24 hours ago. Former Canberra Cannon, who is back for his third club in this competition.
Yes, with McKinnon playing for the Razorbacks, and of course Chappelle for the Breakers. There's two athletes out there that could provide us with some pretty healthy highlights tonight.
The tape could well be a big one. So here we go, we're ready to rock and roll at the foot of the Blue Mountains in Sydney's west. And a bit of an anti-climax there. Ball out of bounds straight away. And the inbound coming up from Sam McKinnon, who is the captain of this West Sydney lineup. Markovic. That is Simon Dwight. And it was almost out of bounds. McGregor got there for West Sydney. Markovic in the 7 shirt. Sends it across to Dwight. Now McKinnon takes it to the basket. Doesn't drop. And away come the Breakers. They get the rebound. And here's Phil Jones. Opening seconds of this round 10 tussle. No score here. Andrew Parkinson joining myself in commentary tonight. Two-time championship winner with the Southeast Melbourne Magic. We're in good hands this evening. Here's Chappelle. What can he do? He gets a basket. That's what he does.
Yeah, the Razorbacks came out in a very aggressive man-to-man defense, and the Breakers worked it around. Got a mismatch there with Chappelle. Nice score to start the game.
Johnny Riley across to Simon Dwight for 3. It doesn't drop. Anosa pulling down the board. Here comes Hanari. Wasting no time. Melmoth looking to get away from the defense. He got the basket as well. Yep. And it's 4-zip here at Penrith.
That's the best way to attack the leading shot blocker in NBL history. That is to go after and go at the body of Simon Dwight. If Melmoth can go at Dwight, he's not so he's not there to help out and block other team shots. You can maybe get him in foul trouble, but keep taking it at him. That was a good first up move there from Melmoth.
Phil Jones, Hanari, Chappelle, Anosa puts up the shot. 2 has been fouled in the process.
Yeah, Simon Dwight didn't agree with that call. It's once again we saw Anosa this time taking it straight at Simon Dwight, who leads the league this year once again in block shots. Now, do we issue helmets to everyone around the basket here with Anosa shooting?
I think
no, it's nothing but net. He's just put that straight in my face, hasn't he? He'll go 2 for 2 now.
Well, we may well be eating humble pie. The second one finally drops.
And he gets the shooter's roll as well. There you go.
So much for home court advantage. He's been here before, perhaps. Markovic. 6-zip. Opening minutes of the first quarter. McKinnon. That drops. And the Razorbacks, they're on the board.
Yeah, there's that matchup we spoke about that will probably decide the game tonight, and that is the McKinnon-Chappelle matchup, both guarding each other, both ends of the floor.
It's a matchup made in heaven, a promoter's dream. Hanari with a finger roll of some description. Doesn't come off. Away comes Markovic. Wasting no time. Really, McGregor playing the tough D was Anosa, but the shot does not count. A repeat, no basket for the Pigs. 9:41 to go till quarter time. It is 6-2.
Yeah, side ball to the Razorbacks. They really need to get a score up here. They've had a couple of good possessions. Really hasn't had a shot yet. As we see McKinnon get free off a back screen. Chappelle just a little late there. He puts it in. Score is now 6-4. Breakers up by 2.
Jones. Melmoth looking to do it himself. And he does exactly that.
Yes, he's agile but not fragile, Big Ben, isn't he? He's a 7-footer that can turn on a dime.
You can't break him. Really, with the basketball, and Dwight is on the floor. Foul has been called.
White 3-0 plus base.
And good spirit there, Ben Melmoth giving Simon Dwight a hand up. As you see in the replay here, comes across to help out, and I think he just put his right knee right into his lower thigh there. Got a bit of a corky.
Gordy McLeod looking on. He'd be happy with that.
Yeah, they should have scouted that play. They've run that play a lot, the Razorbacks. When you've got an athlete like McKinnon, throw it up in the middle, he'll go and get it, put it in.
With a lovely play.
Phil Jones puts up the shot, an air ball. Anosa, the offensive rebound, comes to nothing. McKinnon back up the floor. Tries to put a move on Chappelle. Is it out of bounds? Yes. Disappointing end to that offensive play from the Pigs. Not that the Breakers are complaining. Anari with the basketball.
Yes, we see another matchup worth mentioning here at John Riley and Phil Jones. They both played against each other when the Tall Blacks took on the Australian Boomers just a few months ago. And out of that contest, I think Phil Jones might have even had the better of John Riley.
Well, Parker, you were there.
Yes, I got to see all 3 games. It was a tremendous series. We really thought it really built up the introduction of the Breakers into the NBL as the travel is called, and the Razorbacks earned possession of the ball.
No worries, mate.
West Sydney 6, the Breakers 8. Dwight. Markovic puts up the shot. That is nice.
Very nice. He can score. For a guy that looks to pass first, he can score. And in the first, 4 minutes of this game, he's been looking to distribute, but I think he had enough. He wanted to have a shot.
There's some hustling going on. And a shot from Jones off the rim. And Osa can't get the tip in. And away comes John Riley, and he can shoot, so watch him tonight. What a pass. How was that? Simon Dwight said, thank you very much.
Yeah, poor defensive transition from the Breakers, but Chappelle comes straight back, attacks the rack, and I think the foul's been called on Sam McKinnon.
That's where they're running. This is where they're running. I've asked them.
Substitutions made for both teams. Truslove and Olsen come in for the Breakers, and Dylan Boucher will come in if the free throw shooter is successful, giving Mike Chappelle a break. Boucher will no doubt take over where Chappelle left off and guard McKinnon.
Chappelle from the charity stripe. Shot is good. The first shot, that is. 7:36 remaining in this first period. West Sydney leading by just 1. And now a tied ball game.
24 comes in for the Breakers. Dylan Boucher.
Boucher comes in for Chappelle, 4.5 minutes. Franco Seago just making sure that his stud gets a good rest. He's got some legs for the rest of the game.
Simon Dwight. Markovic in his rookie season. McGregor to McKinnon. McKinnon gets fouled. Foul called on Dylan Boucher. He immediately makes his presence felt after just checking in.
Yes, and we see in the replay, Sam gets to the middle. Ben Melmoth offered good help, but it was too late. Boucher just got called for getting his hand caught in the cookie jar.
Yep. Sam McKinnon. His second shot is good as well.
Bit of up-the-floor pressure here from the Razorbacks. They're going to try and double the ball, get the ball out of the primary ball handler and see if they can create a turnover.
Aaron Olsen with the basketball in hand. Boucher, who played so well last night in Newcastle. Shot clock ticking down. 4 becomes 3. The shot's fine, real fine. Ben Melmoth carries that good form from the Hunter into this one.
Yes, he's looking the goods tonight. He's not afraid to take that shot. He's got very good range for a big man. He's now guarding Scott McGregor down the other end. That's a tough matchup for him. Foot violation will be called. The shot clock will be reset, and the Pigs will have another 24 seconds to get up a shot. Panisi into the game, resting 250-game veteran Scott McGregor. And the big fella comes in, Pero Cameron for Ben Melmoth.
Big PC getting ready to muscle up in defence. The inbound coming up here from Markovic.
Okay, let's go.
12-12 here at Penrith.
Good. Score. Thank you. Right behind you. Good.
Shot does not count.
No, line up, guys. 2 shots. No, line up, guys. Let's go.
What have we got there? I think an intentional foul. Yes, there it is. Phil Jones just getting caught on the backdoor cut from Riley. Hung onto his jersey. You can't do that. So it'll be 2 shots inside ball.
So a timeout has been called. The first quarter, 12 apiece between the Pigs and the Breakers.
Getting to know you.
He wasn't dozing. John Relly, who has been shooting at 55% from the field, coming into this weekend's round of matches.
Yes, well, he's a pretty handy free throw shooter, isn't he? Shooting at 93% so far this season, just knocks down 2 from 2. But a very efficient player for a guard that takes a lot of outside shots.
Here he is, really. Speak of the devil. Simon Dwight, guarded by Boucher. And out of bounds is the call. So the pressure for the moment off the Breakers. Olsen.
Defense. Defense. Defense.
Boucher to Cameron.
Defense.
The captain. What's he doing? Truslove to Cameron. 7 seconds. 6 left on the shot clock. There goes the shot. The shot drops. Truslove. You can trust him.
Yeah, certainly can. It's great to see big guys knocking down shots. Hey, they're, you know, 10, 15 feet. It's good to see big guys nowadays in the NBL have to be able to knock that shot down. Chappelle now will check into the game after just about a minute and a half's rest, just to keep his legs fresh. And Boucher's picked up his second foul so far, guarding Sam McKinnon, proving to be a handful.
Foul number 2 for the man in the number 24 shirt for the Harvey Norman Breakers. And all because of that.
Yeah, just that last minute reach there we saw in the replay. Boucher had pretty good position, but any time you reach and you give the referee an excuse to call a foul, it's more likely they're going to call it.
Sam McKinnon now goes to the free throw line, formerly with the Magic, and a man you know quite intimately,
yes.
Professionally speaking, of course.
Professionally speaking, well, I played with him in his rookie season. I must say he was the most exciting rookie to ever burst onto the NBL scene. It's great to see him progress and mature as an individual. He'll end up being a triple Olympian.
West Sydney leading by 2. Chappelle back on the floor. Here's Cameron for 3 big ones.
Speaking of big fellas that can shoot from outside, he's the biggest, and he just shot a nice 3 there. Hand coming at him, but you give him an inch of space and he'll be able to knock it down. Sweet touch from outside.
Simon Dwight, John Riley. Sam McKinnon. McKinnon takes it to the basket. It's a Mac attack. Big Sam McKinnon does the job himself.
Yes, his first step is so quick. It's very difficult for Boucher to keep up. Didn't want to get a 3rd foul for this quarter.
Olsen. Razorbacks with a 1-point spread. Melmoth, guarded by Dwight, put the shot up. No tip in forthcoming. They get the offensive board though. Melmoth across to Cameron. Open look, thereabouts. Shot is good. Real good. Oh, that's a jumbo 3.
It certainly was a jumbo 3. It's given the Breakers a 2-point lead. McKinnon comes straight back though. get it to Pero.
Well, he's got it all right. He's got a good handle on it. He's not a hog, though. He gives it across to Boucher.
That could prove costly. Could prove costly. He had the right idea, Dylan Boucher, to get it to the hot man, Pero. But that's his third personal foul now, and it's only 8 minutes have gone in the first quarter.
3 times as many fouls for the visitors. This is number 3 for Boucher. A charge was the call. He checks out of the game. And it's the Breakers by 2. McKinnon, Panisi, McGregor to Panisi, gets up, and that counts.
Yes, that was an ugly looking shot. He had a breaker hanging off one arm there.
Wasn't pretty, but it's 2 more.
2 more, and he's got a chance to now give his team a 1-point lead. Nice entry pass there from Scott McGregor. 1 bounce. He did give the little fellas a bit of a chance to have a hack at that, but luckily it was all arm, no ball.
Panisi from the free throw line. All right, 20 all. 3:47 to go in this first period. That's out of bounds.
24 on the shot, Marshy.
And the Breakers with the inbound here. Winatana, who celebrates his birthday today. I'm sure the celebrations are on hold until the final buzzer here tonight.
Turned a fresh 27, I believe, today, Costa. He's now the 3rd Breaker to have a go on Sam McKinnon to see if he can stem the flow.
It's an unenviable task. Really, McGregor. And the shot from out wide is no good. Coming from John Croft, who is on the floor. Just moments ago, checking into the game.
Another youngster that's showing a lot of promise for the Razorbacks. Coach Gordon McLeod is not afraid to use him. He's even started him in some games this year.
Not a big name, but a handy customer. 4 seconds left on the shot clock. Oh, yes, Winatana, happy birthday.
The birthday boy knocks it down. He's 100% on his birthday so far in the NBL.
He won't hang his hat on that just yet.
Yes, he's fighting McKinnon in the post there. The referee was right on top of it. It's a tough assignment to guard McKinnon. He's so quick and he's strong. To try and fight for body position, you could get a foul called on you. Either way, he can beat you off the dribble, he can slash. You've got to box him out on the offensive balls. He's just a handful. Breakers are in the bonus. There's the birthday boy. Nothing but net.
Beautiful bomb. And now Sam McKinnon from the free throw line. He eats these for breakfast.
Yes, he wasn't really known for his free throw shooting, but this season he's definitely picked it up. And as we look at his stats tonight, he's got 13 points and he's hit 5 for 5. But as soon as we mention that, Costo, he's going to miss this one, isn't he?
You are Nostradamus.
There we go. Well, we'll save that one if the game's tied and the break at the end of the game and McKinnon's got the free throws. I'll save it for that one.
All right, that counts. And now Chappelle starting to really warm up here at Penrith. From the field, 64% the Breakers, 58 for the Pigs. McKinnon off the glass. Foul has been called.
35, push out. Sub blue.
Panisi called for that foul. Ben Melmoth having good defensive rebounding position. And Panisi had to come over the back to have a play on the ball.
Pero Cameron. Melmoth. Lovely pass, great finish.
The big guys could pass as well as shoot. Multi-skilled, nice backdoor cut for Minari. Bit of a give and go there. Ben Melmoth tried to do a semi-look away, I think.
The Breakers with a 5-point spread. From 3-point land, it doesn't drop for Markovic. Here comes Chappelle. Minari to Cameron, he has a look. Winatana. Across to Melmoth, in traffic.
In traffic, I think it was that the shot blocker. Was that Simon Dwight, the Sultan of SWAT? He averages 4.6 blocks a game in the NBL. That's just ridiculous. That's unheard of.
A coach's delight, Simon Dwight, when it comes to playing the tough D.
And it's not just the 4.6 blocks he gets, it's the other 30 shots that he changes.
Here's Hanari. 1 second left on the shot clock. That counts! Good play, great play from Hanari.
Nice composure there. He showed the boys, he knew the shot clock was down. Nice little teardrop.
Nerves of steel from three-point land for the West Sydney Razorbacks. Dropped, it didn't drop for him, and away comes Chappell. Into the final 60 seconds of the first period here at the Penrith Stadium. And it's the Breakers with a 7-point spread.
Look at him like that. Side. 3, 5.
Hello, Rob.
Oh.
I know he had as much to do with that as what you did.
Side ball.
That's his second foul. John Riley comes back in.
Side
John
ball,
Riley.
that's the fourth team foul for the Razorbacks. So the Breakers will now shoot the bonus shot for every foul after this. Only 40 seconds to take advantage of that.
John really checks back into the game. Chappell for 3. And some acting perhaps, or was there a whack in the chops?
Yeah, I think it was unintentional. The referee's not going to call a foul on that. This is the NBL. You're not going to get that call,
Well,
even if it is your 250th NBL game.
No sympathy there for Scott McGregor from the match officials. John Riley to Dwight. Foul
Side. You got
on
two
Pero
guys.
Cameron.
Okay, so I'm watching it, but you've got him with your hands. I've got to call that one. 11 white.
There we go. We had the explanation there from the referee, Brad Gersh. He said you got your hands in there as we see the replay. Pero trying to cut off the baseline, but just was a little bit late.
Frank Arcego shakes the head. Not that that will change the decision.
No, we'd be very happy with this start. We can't take too much out of the first quarter yet, because as we know last night, the Breakers were down 18 at quarter time and came back and won.
Yes, it was a big comeback. Now we have a 5-point spread. And this should well be the last play of the first quarter here at Penrith. Hanari, what will he do? Who will he go to? Chappell, Cameron, Pero Cameron. 3 seconds left on the shot clock. 2, Chappell shoots it. It's an air ball. And the shot does not count. Waved away. Frank Arcego's blowing up. He's blowing chips, spinning chips. That plus more. It doesn't matter. That is the end of the first period at quarter time here at Penrith in this Week 10 match. It's West Sydney Razorbacks 23, the Breakers 28. Getting ready for the second quarter here at Penrith. Arcego calling for some effective screens, and this is Chappell driving to the basket.
Now, when you watch that move, can you tell if he's left or right-handed? And here we have Chappell passing out to Hanari. He sees Markovic just playing off him a little bit, and the teardrop with 0 seconds left on the shot clock in the background.
Ice cool. The young fans here at Penrith enjoying NBL action up close and personal. Of course, Penrith well known in sporting circles as the home of the Panthers Rugby League team, premiers in the NRL this year. And they certainly love their basketball out here in the western suburbs as well. Here come the Pigs. Markovic.
He's got some quickness, hasn't he? He's got some jets.
Hits the go button, says see you later.
That was only second gear too.
He's very confident, isn't he, for a young man in his rookie season, and of course taking on the mantle left by the great Derek Rucker.
Exactly, an 18-year-old. I mean, you look at his body and his nature and the poise that he has, and you know, it's amazing the kid's 18.
Different physique to that man on screen, bigger Nosa, getting ready to muscle up in defence here. Melmoth, well, he had the board, and he gets paid by the referee.
Blue 7, across the arm.
Yeah, foul called on Steve Markovic, the 18-year-old he'll come up the floor and really try and get into Hanari, try and force a turnover, but even if he doesn't get a steal in this play, he's working off time off the shot clock. That can be effective for the Breakers.
Chappelle. Phil Jones with an open look. No one there for the offensive board. That's disappointing for the Breakers, and this is Markovic.
Surprising that Phil Jones got that wide open. They've obviously scouted him. They know he's one of the purest shooters in the NBL.
Sam McKinnon. West Sydney looking to turn the screws here. They still trail by 5. Here come the Breakers. Phil Jones with the basketball. Guarded by Riley. Hanari. Anosa. Can he get over the top of Simon Dwight?
45.
Fouls called on Simon Dwight. He doesn't want to know about it.
I've just had a chat about his knees.
No, he didn't at all. He thought the referee in the baseline had a better position, but he was told that he had his knee in the back, and you can't do that. You can't rest your knee and push forward on a player from behind. Jones misses another shot from that spot there. I wouldn't be giving him too many more open looks.
John Riley. Simon Dwight. West Sydney looking to post the opening points of the second quarter. Still can't do it. And some
great
hustling
desperation
going on for both teams. Phil Jones finally gets a handle on the basketball.
Isn't Hanari's a tough nut, just diving on the wooden floor from nowhere. No concern for his body at all.
Well, we've been going, Andrew, for 2 minutes in the second quarter, and we're still waiting to see a basket.
Now, is that because the defense is so effective, or Jones has missed a couple of open shots, and they're only allowed one shot and out, and I think that's what the defensive coaches both talked about. Franco Seago at quarter time also spoke about an offense setting some good screens, so we'll look for that in this second quarter.
John Riley to his captain. Sam McKinnon puts up the shot off the glass. It's no good. Here comes Hanari. Quickly back up the floor, looking to go coast to coast. He does exactly that. Big play from Hanari. There's the first points of the second period.
Yeah, nice strength shown in there. He's just got upper body strength. I think if you're one of the strongest point guards playing, he's very hard to guard off the dribble.
Really, back to Dwight. Really takes it to the basket, puts up the shot. It does drop. No! It will count, will it? Yes, it will. You can't do that.
Sneaky little play from Anosa there. Trying to give it a bit of... Oh, he didn't like being tripped up there, but I think really was trying to apologise for it. The refs will have a chat. Let's have a look.
Settle down. Get it down, John. You two, both this. No more, okay? I didn't see it.
Well, some people are claiming it was an accident, and there's no love lost between these two. Anosa and Riley, look at them. Steam coming out of the ears as we speak.
That's my job.
Yeah, the referee's asking to stop the jawing. Oh, you got to love it, though. It means they're for real, doesn't it?
One of them
they're in this for real. They're not just mucking around on a pleasant Saturday night.
5-point spread here at Penrith. Hanari, Cameron, Chappelle with an open look, puts up the shot. The shot comes off the rim, and it comes towards us in the commentary box. We're safe.
Breakers ball.
That's the main thing.
Yeah, we made that call. We helped them out, just in case the 3 referees missed it.
An inbound here from Jones. Anosa checks out of the game. Breakers leading by 5. Ball comes across to Chappelle. Jones puts up the shot. Doesn't drop.
Smart play from Blake Truslove. They're just keeping it alive, tipping it to an open teammate. New shot clock. They can work from their 1-4 set again. Up pick Pero.
Chappelle back to Hanari. That drops. Hanari shooting quite nicely there, and interestingly, Phil Jones 0-5 from the field.
Yes, but they've all been good shots, and sometimes they don't all drop in. He's likely to come out and hit the next 5 in a row.
John really getting the job done for West Sydney.
Well, he hasn't got going from the perimeter yet either, and I think maybe that's something Phil Jones ought to look at doing. Maybe get an easy basket close to the hoop, get his confidence going. Yes. Yeah, that's a foul on John, really. Yes, on you, John.
And your verticality. Yep, subs. Thank
There
you.
we go.
You copped him out of your verticality. Thank you.
Out of his verticality, there you go. Didn't give him his room in his cylinder. I think that's the explanation. As we have a closer look here. Wow, maybe he did have a complaint. It looked a bit worse from that angle.
Well,
what do you think, Costo?
On that angle, he has got a case. We'll talk about it shortly. Second quarter here at Penrith, and it's the Breakers by 5.
That he should have, so he got the call.
Frank Arcego addressing the troops. Hanari, this is when he went coast to coast. Hanari outside the arc, 3 more in the bag.
Yeah, I don't want to harp on that, but that's another example of Hanari getting to the basket, getting an easy score, getting his confidence up, and then hitting from the outside. You see it a lot.
And you'd like to see Jones adopt a similar approach, given his figures.
Yeah, he's struggling. He's 0 for 6, I think, at the moment. So, you know, maybe get a nice easy one, maybe get a foul, get to the free throw line, get him out of his funk.
Well, he's a funky player when he's on fire.
Oh, he's unstoppable when he's on fire.
Hand check.
Foul called on Sam McKinnon. No disputing that call from the captain.
No, trying to give Chappelle trouble at the top here. I tell you feel all alone if you're guarding a player like Chappelle from the top of the key and you've got no help defence. You feel lost out there.
Chappelle, Olsen, Cameron.
Razorbacks in a zone defence for this possession.
Truslove back to Olsen. And a good tip-in.
I think Blake Truslove will be credited with those points there. He was in a battle for the rebound and managed to tip it in. 7-point lead now to the Breakers with 7 minutes remaining in the second quarter. And they've got possession again.
And all thanks to a bad pass.
Yep, bad possession there. Gordy McLeod will be pulling his hair out. He's staring down the barrel of an 0-2 weekend at the moment, Gordy McLeod.
Yes, not a happy trip to Melbourne as we stand at the top of the telecast. And McKinnon pulls down the board, and away come the Pigs. The shot off the rim, it's no good there, no love at all for Steve Markovic. Olsen, nowhere near the basket.
No, he had the right idea, he drove it in, tried to draw some players, but didn't have many options to go to.
Defensive rebounds, the Breakers are killing them.
Yes, that's a big statistic. That means they're limiting second shot to their opposition.
Change made by the West Sydney Razorbacks. New man.
Well, Scott McGregor checks out of the game.
Replacing the big man, Scott McGregor. 13 seconds on the shot clock. Defense.
Melmoth puts up the shot. Here's Olsen. Can he do the job? Well, he gets fouled in the process, so it doesn't really matter.
Blue, 45, up high, 2 shots.
Simon Dwight gets called again.
Here we go, guys, 2.
Yeah, I think that's... I think Dwight's got 3 fouls now in the ball game, and we have Aaron Olsen, who is just money in the bank from the free throw line. If I had a spare house, I'd put it on him for these 2 shots, Costo. White sitting down with 3 fouls. Gordy McLeod not wanting him to pick up his 4th foul before half-time. That's why we haven't seen Dylan Boucher out there for the Breakers. Same reason. He's picked up 3 early fouls. Frank Arcego doesn't want to see him with his 4th foul before the half.
Aaron Olsen picks up 2 of 2 from the charity stripe, and we have the Breakers with a 9-point spread here at Penrith. McKinnon. Hinder with his first basket of the night.
He turned to the coach and sort of said, well, what else could I do? I had to shoot it. If you're open, shoot it. He's got a battle with Ben Melmoth now.
Thanks, mate. 21. Push.
Russell Hinder now comes up with a foul. He had a very disappointing season last summer, as you'd recall, Andrew, dogged by injury.
Shooting now.
Truslove knocks down the first free throw.
Not the second, though.
I think he missed both, didn't he?
This goes in for the rebound.
Clean it up, you two. Clean it up. Don't hook.
1 of 2 for Truslove. And it's the Breakers with an 8-point spread. Again, the Breakers working overtime in defense. Chappelle can't get to the basketball, so the Razorbacks with another 24 seconds to play with. This is Markovic. Really, along the baseline. A lot of traffic there for Hinder, or for Goran Veg, I believe.
Yes, I think he's wearing Russell Hinder's
Shirt.
uniform just to confuse the commentary crew.
I thought maybe he's been in to see one of these plastic surgeons in Sydney during the winter, but not the case. That is actually Veg.
Well, he hit the outside shot, which was, which is a part of Russell Hinder's game.
I know he had an injury, but that surgery to the face is ridiculous.
That's a major makeover.
1. And let's wait for it. Let's wait.
Ball has to leave the hand of the free throw shooter before you're allowed to encroach in the key, get in there for the board. The referee just reminding the players of that. Up the floor pressure from the Pigs.
Let's get loud.
Winatana, Chappelle, Olsen, Anosa, Melmoth. 6 seconds left on the shot clock. He takes it upon himself. It's an air ball.